Unless you've lived under a rock, you've seen how much AI has been taking over many aspects of our lives. One of the fields that we've seen a huge impact from AI is in the very field that created it, software engineering. Since modern AI models are trained on the text of the entirety of the internet, and since code is fundamentally properly formatted text that computers can read, AI does a pretty great job with tasks of problem solving, writing, and understanding code, where problem solving, writing, and understanding code are the exact descriptions of the roles of software engineers. I'm a senior software engineer that works full-time for a conversational AI startup. Every day I interact with AI models and have to think about ways to improve our AI-based product. Also, I'm a consumer technology enthusiast at heart, so I love staying up to date with not only the tech under the hood of new AI models, but also how companies and people use AI models in their own products. So yeah, I'm deep in the AI world, and this video is going to be a candid conversational style video where I go over how I think AI will progress over time, future AI development predictions that I'm excited for, and lastly, what scares me about AI. So how do I think AI will progress over time? Right now, we're in the middle of the progression from being able to generate words to being able to generate images to being able to generate video. The combination of these three things for things like editing completely AI created videos with artificial voices and automatic subtitles and content awareness is something that I think is right around the corner. Once we start putting together these different pieces, we'll be able to make products like a Final Cut Pro editor where you're just telling the software what type of edit you want to do and it knows how to put different things together. We can even come into a world where none of the B-roll or even the A-roll where I'm talking to the camera like this is real. It could all be AI generated. I've even already made an AI generated avatar, and although it looks really uncanny right now because it doesn't blink at the right time, or maybe it makes me look stiffer, it's still eerily close, and that's why it's eerie to begin with, because of how close and human-like it can possibly get. Something that I think will also come in the very near future is the prevalence of self-driving cars. This is something that has been worked on for the past decade or so, but I think finally the regulations, the tech, like everything will start coming together to the point where we will see fully autonomous cars like in our daily living, and we'll definitely see robo-taxis that people will be able to interact with and just go from point A to point B. And I'll be surprised if Uber and Lyft in the next decade or so doesn't have majority self-driving cars at that point. I think another area that AI will definitely take over is in the smart devices space. Right now we're used to the Googles, the Series of the world, but fundamentally their usages are limited to the certain tasks that they're able to do. But with these new AI models and being able to comprehend what someone is trying to convey, we're able to get a lot better with understanding what the input is to do a proper output. We've already seen a glimpse of what is truly possible with that demo that OpenAI has done recently with the robot picking up an apple and handing it to the person. And this will be taken even a step further when all of our devices are connected. Our coffee maker will know when to turn on, our TV will know when to turn on and what channel you'd want to turn it on to. The lights will be able to change dynamically depending on your mood or what the situation is, and everything I think will just be more interconnected and more seamless, and we'll start living a life that you've only seen like Iron Man, where Jarvis is making sure everything's running the way that he wants. Then I think we'll get to things like humanoid robots doing things like working factory floors and potentially stocking store shelves. And I think about drones delivering packages autonomously in a more mainstream setting, similar to the autonomous cars. I know that this is something that's been worked on and actively being worked on, but I think with the regulations and with everybody feeling more comfortable with AI in our lives in general, I think we'll start seeing drones actually delivering packages because it just makes so much sense. Eventually, signs point to the creation of AGI, or artificial general intelligence, where the AI can learn and teach itself new tasks like a human can. But I honestly think this is pretty far off. Not like way out there, but I don't think it's something that's immediately feared at this point. When people ask me about the prospect of a Terminator type scenario, I point to the fact that self-driving cars from companies like Waymo or Cruise are still getting stuck in streets today, blocking the flow of traffic. I'm not saying it's not possible to achieve AGI, nor am I even doubting that it happens in my lifetime, but there are clear steps in technological advancement that we need to make before it's even worth worrying about. So that's a progression that I think AI will go in the near future. But what am I excited for right now? As a software engineer, the productivity added to my life has been game-changing. It's something that I just did not realize was going to happen. At this point, it's made me a much better programmer because I'm not doing the manual work involved with actually coding. I don't have to go dive into pages and pages of documentation to find the exact implementation that I'm looking for. I don't need to go to Stack Overflow to see how to solve a specific bug. I can more either have a conversation with a ChatGPT type of model and we can hash out what this bug is, or I'll have tools like GitHub Copilot where I'm just typing along in the code and it'll just know what I'm trying to do. And those things have been invaluable to my software engineering experience. And taking that step outside of the software engineering world, I think it'll just help people be more productive in general. If your calendar is driven by AI and it can optimize for you there, or we are already seeing things like PowerPoint and Word and Google products having AI integrated to the point where it's just making your life easier. No more repetitive tasks that you need to do to fill out a spreadsheet or thinking of the right word to say in an email. Those are things that just get done for you. So in my personal life, it has helped me not only become a more efficient software engineer, but a more efficient creator. I can have these conversations of brainstorming and figuring out new ideas and brainstorming video topics in a way that I would have had to have another person with all the same experiences as me to actually have that conversation. Now, because AI is trained on the entirety of the internet, I can have these conversations and they can be productive and just help me push forward. And going back to the self-driving cars for just a little bit, I'm excited for self-driving cars to just be able to enable people to use commute times to do whatever they want in areas that don't have great public transportation infrastructures. I also think roads will be a lot safer and traffic will pretty much be non-existent because of AI. Because right now, pretty much all traffic is either caused by traffic lights or because of human error. And with AI driving cars, you won't need either. I'm excited to see what people do with their creativity as AI does all of the time-consuming tasks. As I mentioned, it makes you much more productive. So this means that you can solve even tougher problems, think about even greater projects that you would have just never thought otherwise because there wasn't enough time in the day to actually do them. For example, if a Pixar movie that previously took 10 years to animate can get to that level of animation in minutes, where will the newfound time and mental energy be applied? I don't know, but that's exciting to me. I think it'll allow people to be even more creative, be able to be more innovative with the type of work that they're putting out. Like with AI making software engineers more efficient coders, software engineers are able to then use that time and energy to make even more complex applications than previously imaginable. And we're going to start seeing these new products that are just mind-blowing popping up in the very near future, and that's really exciting to me. And then shifting gears to the medical aspects of things, I'm excited for medical advancements, both in terms of creating cures for previously incurable diseases, but also better diagnosing patients with rarer diseases, because it'll just have more context and be able to understand even more than what a singular doctor that's examining you can. And just to touch on the job security question, because I know that's something that a lot of people have thought about, even in the software engineering space that I'm in. I actually feel like I do have a decent amount of job security, and I'm not scared of losing my job to AI. AI can allow me to more easily form the actual puzzle pieces of a bigger coding project or application together, but software engineers will still be needed to actually plug those things together. Also, AI is trained on everything that's happened before, so it can spot patterns and infer next steps, but a software engineer's ability to innovate new solutions will continue to be needed for the foreseeable future. So obviously I'm all for AI, and there's a ton of stuff that I'm excited about, but let's talk about some of the stuff that I am scared of. First of all, government regulations being so slow really worries me. It also worries me that they're so old in government and don't truly understand, one, the tech behind AI, the potential impact it can have, and the amount of data that's actually needed to train these models to do anything useful. And because of that lack of understanding, we're already starting to see AI cross ethical and moral boundaries unchecked. We're seeing deep fakes of people being posted online, putting them in a very negative light. We're coming up to an election season that can get very out of hand very fast with AI, and I can already see the memes and the jokes and the fake news presenting themselves right now. So I just hope that regulation can catch up pretty fast. I hope that they put actual tech people in those rooms to be able to have those conversations, to be able to inform people about the actual tech, and hopefully we can do something about that. So I said I wasn't worried about my specific job, but I am worried about jobs in general, because I feel like there are a lot of jobs right now where an employer would much rather spend a low monthly cost for an AI model versus an hourly wage that continues to increase over time that you have to manage and give benefits to. So I do think jobs will be lost, but time will tell to see what new jobs form in the meantime or tangentially to those things. And then my biggest worry, I think, is the potential widened gap between motivated and successful kids versus kids that don't take school seriously and used AI to do all of their homework, to do all of their essays. And teachers and school districts aren't equipped to deal with how advanced AI has gotten, where initially ChatGPT could write middle school level essays and now it's able to ace graduate level exams. So for the people that actually do not want to work and are lazy, they can use AI to just enable more laziness and allow themselves to not work and still make it through like the primary and secondary school systems. Lastly, screen time and mind-numbing things. Social media already has some scarily good algorithms that keep you on for huge chunks of the day. And imagine a world where those algorithms are perfect and the social media platforms can actually show you dynamic AI-generated content that will be exactly what your brain wants to see. You'll be sucked in even more, and with the advent of these headsets like the ones from Meta and Apple, the Black Mirror and Wall-E type scenarios don't look far-fetched at all. So my final thoughts on AI, I think AI is a net positive on society. That being said, I don't think that we've even scratched the surface with all the problems that may arise because of the sudden and rapid development of AI. But yeah, it's a lot. Anyways, let me know in the comment section if you want to see more videos like this one. As always, stay positive, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one.